Welcome aboard, passengers. It is I, your tour guide, Afi Cherise, and I help navigate life spiritually, socially, and physically. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around, subscribe because it's free and it supports my small business, and let's get into this video. So I recently traveled to Iceland, and I thought I'd come to you all and review the country and the activities I did there. And just in case you're interested in going, this video might be helpful for you. I will mostly talk about my experience in Reykjavik because that's where I spent all of my time. But please be encouraged to travel outside of Reykjavik in different areas of Iceland as well. You guys are gonna have to be patient with me because I'm going to butcher a lot of the Icelandic names. So flying to Iceland, I use WOW Air, and coming back, I use EasyJet. EasyJet I've used before, and it's a really great airline. I did not want any Spirit airline behavior because I didn't have time for that. But WOW Air was a pleasant surprise. So you booked your flight and you're thinking about what should be next on your to-do list. One thing I would suggest is thinking about how you want to navigate while you're in the country. What types of transportation do you want to use? Iceland offers car rentals, it offers buses, taxis. There are no Ubers and there are no Lyfts, so that's one thing to consider. I decided not to rent a car because I was traveling by myself, and Iceland's weather is unpredictable and it's very snowy at times, and I don't know how to drive on ice or with snow. I also avoided using the buses and taxis because I heard they were really expensive and I was not trying to spend a lot of money on transportation. So I decided to walk to most places, and the only time I used actual transportation was flying from the airport to Reykjavik, going to the Blue Lagoon, and using the Hidden Iceland tour. One thing I should mention about the transportation in Iceland, Reykjavik specifically, is the strike. Making sure you have secure transportation from the airport to your accommodations. I use Airport Direct, but there's also Flybus. If you want to use a taxi, you can do that. So you booked your flight and you know how you're going to move within the country. The next thing you should think about is, where are you going to stay at? I decided to stay at a hostel because my flight was getting in late, and to book an Airbnb I had to deal with the possibility of a late check-in fee or having someone wait up for me as I got there, or even getting a key and rummaging around some stranger's house. That was not going to work for me. And a hostel, in a sense, is a cheaper version of a hotel with a few modifications. And after a lot of research, I decided to go with the Hlemmur Square hostel. And this hostel had all the basics that you need: the pillows, the bed sheets, the blankets, the soap in the showers, as well as little cupboards for the bunk beds. So each bunk bed had their own cupboard that actually fit my carry-on, so I thought that was really helpful. Another thing that the hostel had were a lot of common areas and spaces, as well as little study areas and kitchens. The pictures do not necessarily look like reality. I'm sure the place looked like that before when they first opened, but it wasn't as clean as the pictures portrayed it to look like. So if you can get over that, then Hlemmur should be a great place for you to stay. And let me not forget to mention the staff. The staff there are very, very friendly and helpful, and they're really funny. I did decide to stay in a 14-person bedroom dormitory. Yes, y'all, 14 people were living in that place with me. And for my extra safe saints, you might want to close your ears. It was a mixed sex dorm. A quick note about Iceland is that it is an expensive country. The Icelandic krona, which is the currency out there, is weaker than the pound and the dollar, but everything is imported to Iceland, so everything is more expensive. So I would recommend that you save up because you want to live the life you want to live, whether it's luxury or the chill life, because even the chill life is expensive. So make sure you're saving up so you can live the life you want to live on your trip there. So what do people in Iceland even eat? Iceland is your typical European country. It has the meats and the carbs, and that's the basics of the meal. But if you're a vegetarian like me, or even vegan, they definitely cater to our needs. Even if the restaurant is known as like a meat place, they offer vegetarian options, and there are many vegan and vegetarian restaurants throughout Reykjavik. Food places I like to shout out is Cafe Haiti, which is a Black-owned business in Iceland. Yes, there are Black people living in Iceland, and it's just a really nice cafe to get a good meal and relax. Another place to go is Braud Co. You guys, this bakery is so good. Get yourself a cinnamon roll and thank me later. You're welcome. So I know you're thinking, I've given you all this, but I've never told you what you can actually do in Iceland. Iceland has a lot of excursions, attractions, and landmarks that you can visit. One of them being the Hallgrímskirkja. I know I'm saying that wrong, so please forgive me, but it's a Lutheran church that is well known all around Reykjavik and Iceland as a whole. Walk around the city of Reykjavik and check out all the really cool street art. Harpa Concert Hall. That place is beautiful. The Sun Voyager, which is a nice structure that was built next to the water, so you can take a really cool Instagram picture. The Perlan Visitor Center. Go on the tours. One tour I would highly recommend is the Hidden Iceland tour, which is linked down below. Y'all, I cannot emphasize how amazing this tour was. It was the highlight of my trip. You can't go to Iceland without going to the Blue Lagoon, right? Go early, especially if you want to take a bomb picture. If you're traveling to Iceland in the winter, I recommend that you try and catch the Northern Lights. I would also recommend that you go from December to February because I feel like that's the highest time that you can catch them. I went in mid-March and I was unable to see them because of the bad weather. Other things you can do in Iceland are going whale watching, going to the abandoned airplane, going to a black sand beach, or even swimming through tectonic plate. As I mentioned before, the weather in Iceland is very unpredictable, so you have to be prepared, not only with your clothes, but with your activities and being flexible. Because one day you think it's a lovely, beautiful day, then 5 minutes later, it's a blizzard. But one thing you can be sure of is that it's always cold. But you know what's not cold? The people in Iceland. You guys like that transition there? Every person I met from Iceland was so sweet, so funny, and so friendly. Iceland is known to be a liberal and open country, so if that's something that interests you, you might want to travel there. One thing I will mention that was kind of interesting is that I didn't see a lot of homeless people. I don't even think I saw any homeless people. So I'm wondering how Icelanders deal with homelessness. I would love to mention is that my black people came through. And I'm not talking about black people that live in Iceland. I'm talking about my black travelers. I saw so many black people in Iceland. I was just overjoyed and overwhelmed of seeing us out there and going to places where stereotypically we would avoid. For me, Iceland is a highly recommended place to travel to. Whether you're a solo traveler, traveling as a couple, or going as a group, Iceland can cater to all your needs. So check out all the links down below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you found me helpful. And just to let you know, I'm trying to do every Friday a travel-based video. Whether it's a vlog, a travel review, or things to pack, I got you on Fridays. So stick around for that, and don't forget to check out all my other traveling videos if you want to keep up with me and see where I'm going, because my next vlog is going to be Thailand. So stick around and check out my Thailand vlog next Friday. Bye y'all, take care of yourself.